Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a lovely day. Today, I'm speaking to the entrepreneurs. If you're an entrepreneur, pull your seat, come closer. I have something to tell you. A majority of people get frustrated with business and start giving up. They start closing shop by the second, third year. In fact, statistics in Kenya and globally is more than 60% of businesses close shop in the first 3 years of operation. They are set up, but in 3 years, 60% or so close down. What usually happens? Does it mean that people never did the mathematics from the beginning, whether this idea works or doesn't? Does it mean that regulation frustrated a lot of these businesses from flourishing? Does it mean that majority of these businesses had a fair or undue competition that made them fall over? Does it mean there were big companies that are offering the same products at much cheaper prices? What usually happens? Sometimes it is a combination of factors, but I'm going to tell you the major factor of why businesses close down. From a study of businesses that have been established, from idea to business being set up, the day that you first register your company and the day that it pays you a living wage, you as the owner of that business, the day it pays you a living wage is not less than 3 years sustainably. A lot of people enter into business and assume that they will wake up one day and the business is going to pay them millions, and they're going to become millionaires after setting up a business in the first year of operation. It does not happen. The chances that your business will pay you a really good salary sustainably, meaning that you are not taking anything from the business and it is generating additional investment and it is growing while paying you this really good salary, the chances of that happening in the first year are close to nil. Those are things that majority of people are not told about when they enter into business. A lot of people will actually not make a profit until the fourth year. They will actually not be paying themselves until the fourth year. A lot of people get frustrated along the way because they have romanticized the idea of building a business and making profit. In fact, if you take it into a certain portion of business, which is farming, majority of farmers actually make losses in the first 2 years. Why? There's something called learning curve. There's something called a growth curve. In the beginning of any business or profession, in the first 4 years or 4,000 hours of doing this business, it will not be profitable. It will not be in fact, you will be growing. If it is a skill, you are an artist who paints and sells his artwork, the first 4,000 hours of work will actually not pay off. In fact, a lot of businesses that are set up by companies that want to create generational wealth actually say that if you start a business for this generation, the people who will actually benefit from the business are people from the next generation and the generation after that. Businesses take time to grow and mature, just like a tree. You do not wake up one day, plant a tree seedling, and the next day you're eating fruit. In fact, a tree takes at least 4 to 7 years to start giving its first fruit. And the first fruit of any tree, if any farmer will tell you, will actually be very small, will probably be a little bit bitter, and will not be as wonderful as you assumed. So a business to thrive takes a bit of time. It is like a skill that you learn as an artist. I have set up several businesses, and one of the businesses that I set up was photography, and then it failed. Why did it fail? I never gave it the time. I never practiced enough to become extremely skillful enough to be able to do it, to be good at it, and also to learn certain skills that would have allowed my business to thrive. I never worked on my marketing. Unfortunately, for a small business as you set up, a lot of people don't tell you this. When you set up a business, you will do a lot of things that you are not able to do. A lot of people, if you set up a business, you'll be your own messenger, you'll be your own accountant, you'll be your own secretary, you'll be your own everything. You will be doing a lot of things, from tax returns to marketing to doing acquisition orders to doing so many things, that a lot of people are not equipped to do all these things. And because of that, certain aspects of business will not grow until you have gotten to a point where you are now injecting additional people, additional capital, additional resources that are going to see the business now jump or blip up. Just like planting, you will not see the growth until your soil is healthy enough, has the nutrients that are needed for your plants to now start really thriving. Think about it. If you start a business, just like farming, you planted your trees, and the 7 years you got frustrated and never thought about them. In fact, you closed down shop and you left them. And then somebody takes over, and in the next 2 years, the plant flourishes, grows, gives fruits, and they start making the profits. But you did the donkey work and didn't see any results. In fact, majority of the big trees that you see take years for even a seedling to appear from the ground since the time the seed was put in the ground. You might assume nothing was happening, but it was taking the time so that when it starts growing, it really starts shooting. When you start looking at your business, not like how fast it grows, but how sustainably fast it grows, how sustainable it grows, meaning that it is not only growing in one aspect, meaning that you're not making sales today and tomorrow you're not, but it is growing to the point where it is getting consistent income, it is getting consistent growth, it is getting a good value and a brand everywhere it goes, and you're seeing your business grow. A lot of people are not told these things. So the first 4,000 hours of any business are going to be the most troublesome. The first 3 to 4 years of business are not going to be profitable. They're going to be frustrating. You need to shape your mind to be able to know this is a period of learning. This is a period of acquisition of knowledge, acquisition of resources, planning, executing, and doing many changes that are going to see your business grow. A lot of people actually do the mistake of changing so many things before they even see one good result. When you change so many things, you will not have the time to see what has actually worked for your business. It's like a planter who plants a seed and is constantly changing and removing the seedling from the soil and doing this and that and disturbing the growth process. Don't be a stumbling block for your business to grow. Give it 4 years of concerted effort on your end, planning, executing, redoing everything, so that you can be able to say that now this business has actually started paying off. If you're in employment, do not quit your job, your daytime job, to start a business, because remember, if it is going to take 4 years to be able to give you a good profit and good income for yourself in 4 years, if you quit your job now, how are you going to live off? What are you going to live off? You don't have the money, you don't have the capacity. In fact, I usually advise people, if you're going to enter into business, do it as a side hustle so that you learn while you have this safety measure, or save and invest and have wealth that can be able to sustain you for at least 4 years, so that by the time you are jumping ship, you have learned enough in a comfortable way. There's nothing as bad as trying to learn and trying to make things work when you are stressed, when you have nothing to put on the table for your kids. Your kids are going hungry, yet you are not making any means in your business. It is going to be double pressure, double the frustration. A lot of people quit jobs for a side hustle that has gotten 1 gig. So you got one job. The fact that you, for example, as a photographer, get one good paying job makes you quit a job that has been giving you income consistently month after month after month for 1 gig that happened on a weekend, and assume that the gig will start lining up. My friend, it could just be a little blip that will give you some income and excitement, but may come after 6 months. So in those 6 months, how are you going to survive? A lot of people don't want to talk about this. Use your job, your day job, as a way of getting the capital that you need to be able to bring this business idea to life, to allow it to grow and to thrive and to be fruitful by the end of the time that you're thinking to move over. It is a growing and thriving business. In fact, financially advise people to ensure that before they quit their jobs and get into business, if you're employed, ensure that this business has generated enough income to pay your salary for the last 6 months. That this month it could pay you, and you're not taking money and removing all the stock in your business. It is sustainably paying you for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Then you can be able to say that you can be able to sustain me and my needs foreseeably, because you cannot assure 100%, but foreseeably you can be able to meet my needs. But a lot of young businessmen are excited. They are consumed by all this hullabaloo and romanticizing of starting a business and entrepreneurship. In fact, entrepreneurship is not for children. It is for mature adults who know what they need to do, how they need to do, and are working consistently. People who are grounded in knowing this thing might not work, but in case it works, I want to be in the best position. I want to have the best skills. I want to be in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, so that when it flourishes, it shoots up and becomes exciting. A lot of people will not tell you their journey to even acquiring finances to finance their business. Getting a business idea is the easiest thing for any businessman. Executing an idea, financing an idea, and most of all, growing the idea and business into a flourishing enterprise is the hardest thing you will ever have to do. So ensure that before you enter into a business and put all your money and resources, it is because of your knowledge, it is because of the growth that you have seen, it is because of the potential that is coming up, and not because someone else did it and they made a profit and want to sleep or want to give all your input or all the money that you have based on a friend's luck. My friends, I want us to start businesses that are going to thrive, because when enough of the people have started businesses that are thriving and flourishing, the more people establish these businesses, the more we're able to create employment, the more we're able to empower others, the more our economy becomes better, the more we're able to see a country flourish. That is my biggest desire. But before we get to that point, we need to realize that these things are not as easy as they seem. A lot of people need to just tell you their story and tell you that it took a lot of time and a lot of effort. A lot of people get jealous when they see people with success and with money. But a lot of people do not see the backstory. How much time it took, how much effort it took, how much tears, sweat, and blood it took to be able to get the things going. A lot of people are working day and night. In fact, they're working 20 hours in a day, sleeping only 4 to get their businesses going. But you will not see it. A lot of people will only see the glamour. They will not see the struggle. They will not see the sweat. They will not see the effort. They will not see the time. So don't be one of those people who romanticizes businesses and get frustrated when your business is not thriving. You know that you have at least 4 years to ensure that to make your business work or not, and give your business the best chance and the best opportunity in those 4 years, so that it not only grows but thrives, produces fruit, pay you not just your reasonable wage but extremely good dividends for the time and effort that you gave. In fact, most businesses will require more sweat capital than physical cash effort. In fact, most of the people who start businesses do not have a lot of capital. So they have to put a lot of sweat equity. You do not have money to employ all these people to do all these things. So you will have to do all those things. You have to make calls to your clients. You have to do your accounting. You have to do your taxes. You have to do your day-to-day management. You have to be your own secretary. You have to do all these things. Sweat equity, so that by the time you're getting some reasonable income, you can employ people who can be able to take over a business that has been functioning. You do not employ people and hope that magic happens and things thrive. How many businesses do you know that employed people, started with employing people, but they did not have a solid growth plan, and in the end, after 3 months, they started firing people? Businesses that started without having established themselves as a solid functioning system and plan. The people who start the business have not done their homework enough. In fact, majority of people who started certain business is because they have acquired certain skills in that business to start it, so that they are able to reduce the 4,000 hours of work or the 4 so years of effort, so that they can be able to transition faster. For example, a journalist starts a PR firm. They have been in the business, they know people, they have contacts, and so by the time that they are starting a business, it might take them 1 year to do it, while you, who is relatively unknown, to start the same business, you might need 4 years or so. So that is what I'm talking about. Ensure that you are able to take the time and effort, and you are financially equipped to take on the challenge of waiting for that seed to grow, to flourish, and become fruitful. I hope you're learning, you're growing, and becoming better in your financial affairs. My name is George Kingori, your online finance guy who helps you grow your money, make your money, and be able to have business ideas and businesses that are thriving. Thank you and enjoy your day.